welcome to Mahala Monday. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday evening. My name is Dougal. As always, Rhoda is here. Hello.
Hello, Dougal. Welcome everybody to Mahala Monday. I hope your coffee is ready. And I know some people say they normally have their food this time. Enjoy it.
But what we want you to do is definitely like and share this, and of course subscribe. That will be a big honor for us if you could simply do this. Now, you're watching this on Monday, but we actually pre-recording this for you. So this particular broadcast we're doing right now on this Friday afternoon.
That is right. On a Friday, extremely hot Friday afternoon, by the way, Dougal.
Yeah. Now, as always, there's a lot to talk about, and that is the beauty about Mahala Monday, because we really look at things that is, you know, sort of front of mind and all of that, I think, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And always, guys, always remember it's our opinions. So you know what we discuss, and sometimes the discussions we have is really our opinion. You don't have to take it per se. And you know what, we like to hear your point of view, what you think about our situation, sometimes the conversations we have. So you know what, it's our opinion.
Yeah, and the whole thing about it, by just doing that, is more important, is because once you have the conversation around it, there's bigger awareness about it. And this is the most important thing, and that is really how we learn.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and you know how I came about this topic, Dougal. It was really a case of, I actually asked somebody, do you by any chance know what people are talking about right now? And she said, Rhoda, all they're talking about right now is back to school. Parents stressing, traffic, children stressing. And I thought, wow, why don't we just discuss this? Because it's exactly where everybody's finding themselves. You know, obviously by Monday it would be almost the second week of school that started. People should start settling a little bit. And you know what? People's obviously supposed to start finding themselves. So this is what she said. School, parents, school.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right, because this is the second week after the break, after the holiday. So things are in normal swing. And of course, we're all shocked every year because traffic is worse than it was the previous year. It is, you know, everybody, there's more stress than it's ever been. And rightly so, because the holidays are kind of, you have that moment of escapism, and then when the reality sort of goes back, you don't gradually go, it's there, it's hard, you got to deal with it. But it does lead people to stress. It does lead people to, you know, not cope well with the day as well.
So
but let me just say, as somebody who has to drop off children at the school when it comes to traffic, I think most people, and also for picking up, wow, everybody is in a rush to get to work. Do you know what I mean?
So true.
There are the few lucky grandparents who get to drop off their grandkids because mom and dad is left already. Everybody's got to work. Just a little bit more courteous, man.
So true.
Especially around everybody dropping off at schools.
Exactly. And patience.
And patience. Look, we know the taxis don't stop.
Yeah, no, we all know.
You know what I mean? I mean, green, red, what's the difference?
So,
yeah, and that is always the case. And even this morning, you know, it's like 4 taxis just blocking the intersection. And then there's 2 on the pavement, and there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just bad. But just let's be a bit more courteous. Let's follow the rules of the road, which is super important. Just do the basics right, because when somebody has a smash or there's a crash or something in front of school, oh man, that's just the worst.
It's the worst ever.
It is just the worst.
I was laughing to go. One of my friends actually, I saw, so obviously my age group, I won't say my age group, but most of us most of our kids at this point are basically at varsity or done with school, you know, having kids, grandkids now. Okay, I'm not a grandmother, I don't have any grandkids, but she posted, and she's got little young ones. And you know what, we always tease her because she was kind of the baby in our class. So she was always the younger one. She was a year younger than all of us at school. And she's got kids, one starting high school now and one is in primary school. And she put a post up and I couldn't stop laughing. She said, basically, having a kid going to school after Christmas is like having a person that's been in prison for 60 years and letting them out into the world again. So having to get them to adjust again. And you know what? This is what comes through, is basically getting back into that routine. You've been lipsy daisy, TV, cell phones, tablets, and bam, you know what? Relaxing. So parents obviously finding themselves now, how do you stop all of that? And one of the problems, I know I've seen it, is the kids with their tablets and their cell phones. Limits. So Me personally, I think they need to be, obviously, Nike structure needs to be built.
Yeah.
And it's
I was actually going to say
difficult.
that. You need the structure, you need the order, because then things work. I was actually going to say that.
One of the things, I read a little article before we started the show as well. One of the doctors that basically also helps parenting and things like that, she had put a guide out and she said, one of the things you need to get, obviously, there was 3 points and I thought, okay, you must start early. For those parents, that's now where you're finding yourself, it's too late for you to start early. You're already into the thick of things. So then she said, invest in a family calendar. And I thought, that's actually a brilliant idea because then you can see exactly what your year looks like, what is happening soccer-wise, what's happening rugby, whatever your sports your kids are doing, if they're going camping or you doing something or you working away, there's a school meeting happening in the day, and you can't be there, then you need to know that you can get somebody else to go there. So get a calendar, which I thought was quite good. And then obviously engage with your teacher. She said, this is very important because this is where you're going to find out what your kid is doing, how your kid is doing, what is happening for the rest of the year. That's the 3-pointer she had embarked on and said that you need to do as a parent. So I know for a fact you can't always do this.
No.
There's certain things you cannot do. One of the things, teacher-parent meeting. If you're working, you can't necessarily make it. You know what? Try and get somebody to be there. Send the cousins, send the aunties, send somebody to go and sit and listen. So I know challenges in life is not always easy, and sometimes people's circumstances doesn't make it easy either. So you know what? But really try your best. So yeah, that was the 3 things she said you need to look at.
I like the calendar idea because you're a little bit organized, but also, then it's visually there. Everybody has something to look forward to. It is sharing a common goal. There's like a common goal, and this is the important thing because everything is stronger as soon as everybody's on the same page.
On the same page.
So just in the nuance of doing that exercise, it is something that will work. But listen, in terms of schoolwork, because also in terms of homework, the load of homework, I mean, it is huge. It is huge. It differs vastly from the amount of work when I got it for homework when I was at school.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you can imagine the little people, they under stress as well because they got to perform at a certain level. We put stress on them. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm hard on my children. You know, and maybe sometimes a little bit too hard.
Yeah.
But this is it. But you got to do things in equal measure. So when you play hard. When you work hard, you work hard. And also when you help them, you got to help them hard. And when you praise them, you got to praise them hard. So everything has got to be in equal measure. You can't just be a dictator in one sort of way. You got to do everything. You got to balance it. And they also under stress. They also under stress.
There's a lot of stress
because things are hard. I mean, I look at the eldest is now 2nd year in high school. So just in maths, where you could always help with maths, but now we're in a situation where the methods have changed.
Totally.
So I now first got to understand her method, what she understands, and kind of figure it out and you sort of explain it. But because methods have changed, it is difficult for the elder ones to, like us now, to help the children. So it does become a little bit difficult.
It does,
But there's a way. There's a way to do it. There's easy guides and access on the internet. You can just go on YouTube and look for anything. You'll find it. There's easy ways to do it. And this is the sort of thing. So try and get your child to steer them in order to attain that sort of research and just become in the habit of doing the research. I think that is a simple thing, you know what I mean? Because I'm in the situation now where we've got extra math lessons twice a week. On a Tuesday she goes and on a Thursday I go. So it's basically how it's going to boil down now.
That's going to go down.
And the youngest one is in grade 2 now, and we talk maths here. Do you know they do, grade 3, sorry. Yeah. Last year, they were doing fractions in grade 2.
Oh, wow.
In my time, we called it Sabi. Do you know what I was doing in Sabi? Hands, face, feet. That's what I was doing.
Join the ducks.
You know what I mean? That's what I was doing. Now, fractions. I mean, please. So yeah, things have certainly moved on.
Definitely.
And then you got to be part of it, but be actively involved. Be actively involved.
And one of the things that I have picked up is some of the parents take overdo. You know, there's a certain point you as a parent also have to realize you can't do the homework. You can assist, you can guide, but you can't do the homework. So even if you're sitting there and you're also trying to figure out something and you got it, it's really a case of, okay, now you know what, look at it maybe like this, but not give the answer. So in most cases, parents is like, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. And the child writes 2. Mommy, what is 3? 4.
Yeah.
You're not there to do your kids' homework.
Rhoda, you're 100% right, because it's called learning.
There's a line.
It's called learning. Please make the mistake, because the mistake won't repeat itself.
There we go.
Because you will learn how to do it as the child, as we all know, as how we all went through it. It's called an exercise for a reason. It's something you got to exercise. You can offer guidance, and when they make mistakes, do you know what I mean? But positive reinforcement is everything.
Everything.
So you I mean, you know, you do your little tricks in what you got to do. But that is important.
And you know what I've learned, Dougal? Because you know what you do in primary school. So some of the kids are already in high school, obviously. So it is a little bit too late, but it's not too late either. Is the fact that we need to start teaching them to be able to manage themselves as a primary schooler. Manage your time, manage yourself, ask yourself, okay, how does this question, what is the answer, where do I find it? Because you know what I've experienced, because now obviously my kids have left school, they were at varsity, that once they're out of school, you as a parent, there's nothing you can do for them once after school. Once they're at varsity and they go into institutions, tertiary institutions, wherever they go, your hands are cut from that point on. So if you haven't prepared yourself or your child from primary school to start doing things for themselves, it becomes extremely difficult for them to be able to do things for themselves once they're out. Because now they're in the adult world. They're not parents, mommies, daddies is not there for them anymore. So you know what? I really just want the parents that's got kids now already in primary school, even if you've got kids in high school, start letting go a bit. You need to give it a bit of space, because you know what? They're entering the real world. Once they get into the real world, it's a harsh world out there. So you have to be careful of it, a very little thin line of prepping your kid. And sorry, and then one of the things I also experience is I couldn't help my kids eventually in high school, because the maths and everything was just on another level compared to when I was at school, which was 1 plus 1 plus 2. Then they were doing roots and squares and stuff, and it threw me out. If you find as a parent you can't solve the problem either, encourage your kid to actually go to their teacher and tell the teacher, you know, ma'am, sir, I don't know how to do this. Please help. Just that basic, Dougal, just that basic thing to teach them, that is teaching them communication.
Yeah.
Asking questions. And I asked the guys, even before the show, I went to the office and I asked the guys, give me some advice, speak to me, because the generations is different within our office. And then one of the younger generations said to me, you know what? That way parents get asked why when a child is young. Parents mustn't stop that, because that's where you actually get taught to say, when you need to go to your teacher and ask your teacher, why is that? What's the answer? This is where they get taught. So a lot of parents, I was one of them probably as well, why? You know, when they're like little, why? To really kind of sit them and say, explain, okay, let me explain to you why and what. And this is where they actually get taught that basic instruction. And you think they're irritating you, but they're actually being taught basic instruction of asking questions.
Listen, I got to tell you, this is a personal thing. So when I tell the children, don't do this, I give them a reason. I give them an example.
Exactly.
Because in my time, we were told, don't do that. I never knew why I couldn't do that.
Exactly.
So I would do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Explain.
You know, and the reason was always something stupid, like, you know, something's going to fall on your head, or you're standing in a dangerous area. And it was always like, yeah, you don't do that. But seldom you got an actual reason.
Yeah.
So I give tangible reasons. I give actual reasons why we don't do this and why we do it this way. And then I become hyperbolic about it. I put everything in its worst case scenario. So that is exactly what I do.
A tease. So yes, guys, there's a whole lot of, do your research at the end of the day. And you know, one of the things this doctor said as well is, if you picked up something negative last year, try and nip it in the bud this year. And that is something I did with one of my kids as well. The year before I had issues, and then the following year I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, this year I'm going to your teacher. And I went to the teacher and I said, before this year starts, let's get ready for this, because this is what I experienced last year. I don't want to repeat of this. And this is communicating with your teacher. So obviously then there was a highlight on, there was a problem, we need to solve it. So if you pick up anything, it's something you need to address from the word go. And that really comes down to getting involved with your child.
Yeah, just be involved.
Figuring out, you know, what's the ups and what's the down. Not every kid is a mathematician, everyone. Not every kid is good at the English. So don't expect them to be that one child that's number one out of 300 kids.
Rhoda, for me, it's a simple thing, man. Get the kids to read. Get them to read, because as soon as you read And you know what I mean? Because when you look at something, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, you're not being creative in terms of absorbing the information.
So true.
You see a man walking past a tree. When you read it, it will be something like, it was a sunny, hot day.
There we go.
You know, it was just 5 degrees. The wind was blowing. There was not a person in the street. And here, a man in blue jean, white T-shirt walks past.
There we go.
Tree. So when you read this, you see this. And it's the detail of having that sort of creative muscle, little bit exercised. And this is at 5 minutes. Look, simple things, man. Fairy tales at night, whatever it is, the Bible, whatever it is you read, but read. And you can progressively see it. But the thing you said here that I really like, I like the whole calendar, family calendar thing.
Yeah.
I really like that because it does put everybody in the household. And remember, there's a lot of single parents as well.
Exactly.
So it does put everybody towards a goal, or there's a you know.
Everybody understands and know what's happening within the house.
But not only that, it teaches kids structure, order, and organization.
There we go.
You can't be entering the workforce and you got no structure. Now you arrive late, 3 days later they tell you not to come back. What now?
What now? Yeah. That's
so
true.
it's as simple as that.
As simple as that. So yeah, guys, we feel for you. I feel for you, especially parents, single parents that's out there. I know it's an extremely big challenge is having to juggle between work, seeing to the kids, seeing to the household. I know it can be quite a bit. I don't know that, but just being even just 2 parents, it is crazy.
That is crazy.
So I really take my hat off to you parents that's single. You know what? Being mommy and daddy is not easy. And guys, the children are there. I know it's very stressful. You know what? Speak to your parents. And I know some parents, at the end of the day, it's not easy to speak to. Then find somebody that you can talk to, that you can actually just express how you're feeling, because you also, it is emotional right now for everybody.
It is.
So yeah, I'm wishing everybody a very good 2024.
And then there's traffic.
Just breathe through it. Breathe through it.
You know what, like,
that's crazy.
I can't
even during the day.
I can't, it's constantly peak hour now.
It's constantly peak
I can't
hour.
even be bothered by the traffic anymore. You know, I'll get there when I get there. It's just the way it is, you know. It's just the way it is. You leave early and that's it.
Then that's
but
it,
yes.
that's it. And I think that will be it still, girl.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to say one thing, because now we're pre-recording this, of course. You're watching this on Monday night. So tomorrow night, Tuesday, Bafana is taking on Morocco in the knockout stages. So that is definitely something to look forward to. And yeah, we did well with our last game. We played really really well. So yeah, once again, you know, I don't know what to expect. I look at this and I hope for the best. And yeah, and that's all you want. You want the team just to give it their all, and then they have been, and that's really fantastic. And the coach says all the right things, and it's wonderful. So we hope we do this tomorrow, and if we can, that is fantastic, because then it's like new heights straight away. You know what I mean? But the tournament is still alive. The dream is still alive. And all of that. So yes.
You have to make
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for Bafana.
True.
And I promise I won't select them.
So guys, Dougal and myself, this is kind of our last show up until March. So February we're not available. We won't be having a show. We will miss you. Don't miss us too much. We will definitely miss you. But yeah, some things has come up for this month, and unfortunately, we will not be able to record, not even do a pre-recording. So yeah. So just to say, we're looking forward to being back in March. Yeah. And we'll be back with you very soon. And there's plenty of content, of course, on our channel. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely do that. View it. But in the meantime, of course, we appreciate your comments. So keep them coming, because I'm sure as the year's kicked off and life is sort of spinning into its bit of a normality, you've got plenty of ideas that you want to talk about, or things that you want to hear about. Then definitely drop us a line. Put it up there, and we will check it out. But we will definitely be with you most soon. Time. I don't even know if that even makes sense. Keep an eye open. Watch the channel. We'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back. Is that it, Rhoda? That's it, Dougal. So everybody, stay safe, be good,
And we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.